Well, you guys, I did it again. Editing my video, I realized I never made another intro. So in this video, we're going to start with the trans mounts, the intermediate shaft. We're going to get the cross members in, and we're going to get the shift linkage in. I want you to know that the cross members video, part of this got corrupted and I couldn't save it. So basically you just go by putting in the cross member that runs front to back with the vehicle first, and then you put the side to side cross member in. Just remember that, because you won't get to see it in this video. So let's get into it. So we're under the vehicle. You can see these 3 bolt holes here, and your transmission seal. We're going to get some 80-90 on that seal right here, and then we're going to slide the shaft in and bolt it in to those 3 bolts right there. So let me get some 80-90, which I have right here, and just put it on my finger, and we'll run it into here. Alright, so the intermediate shaft slid in. You can see the dust shield. You want to make sure that clearance doesn't actually touch the seal, or else it'll cut a hole into it. And then it bolts in. 1 bolt up top, and then 2 bolts on the bottom. So 3 bolts, getting snug. Intermediate shaft is in. So we still have to tighten up this trans bolt here. I don't know if y'all can see it. This one here. That needs to be tightened up with a 17 mil. And then we've got to put the trans mount on the front side. I kind of cheated, mine's already in, but I'll show you guys what we did. And after that's done, we just have linkage. We got to figure out how to snake the linkage in around the exhaust without dropping the whole exhaust system. And you guys can see my heat shield's been mangled, so we'll figure that out. I might just unbolt it and go from there, because I don't want to have to drop the whole exhaust. So let me get a 17 mil, and we're going to get this mount up here tightened up, and then we'll get the front mount on it, and we'll go to the shifter. Alright, so we're tightening this up. I really seldom actually get any videos of me doing work. So I've got a box wrench stuck on the other side. Not very well, but it's on there. Not a whole lot of room for activities up in here. So we're going to snug this up, get it nice and snug down and tight. And then put that front mount on. And then we're going to get the linkage on. I know you guys love watching people ratchet, right? Well, that was a wrench to the face, y'all. I guess trying to do this and hold a camera ain't gonna work. I'll be right back with you guys. Let me get this snugged up. Alright, I'm trying to get around here so y'all can see. Bolt snugged up, you guys can see it's protruding through the nut right there. My camera's a little blurry, but... So we'll move to the front mount. I might just have to run without the heat shield because it's bent up and mangled right where my shifter needs to go. So I gotta do some thinking on that one. It looked like they ran over something, so we'll figure it out. Right, guys? Let me get to that front engine mount first. So this is the automatic mount for the front. You guys can see how it's straight. It uses 1 bolt on the top, 2 on the bottom, and then a 17mm bolt to go through it. And you can see that how that is oblong, so that way the bolt that holds the bushing can move up and down before it sits in the cross member. Now, if you guys look, a little bit close to my sleeves under y'all. See, see how this is set. It's off center. Now this one uses 2 bolts on the top and 1 bolt on the bottom, opposite how the other one goes. And this also has an oblong hole, so you can raise or lower this bushing to the cross member. There's a 14mm headed bolt, and we're in. I didn't record it. I got carried away and just started bolting things in, as I have been. We got to address the heat shield and get the linkage in. I have a feeling I'm going to probably just have to chance running without a heat shield. Once that linkage is bolted to the floor and we have it connected to the trans, we have to bleed the clutch, but the 5-speed swap is done. Minus putting axles on it once I get the suspension buttoned up. So we're getting there. And I mean, I know I have the intake to do, the battery to do, but I don't want to get that stuff until the clutch is bled. And I'll show you guys how I'm bleeding the clutch. I know there's a bleeder screw down there. Where am I at? Right here. But I've never had to bleed a clutch from a bone dry system like where it's completely dry. I've worked with cable clutches and Z-bar clutches from old school muscle cars. So this will be something new. I've got a brake bleeder. We're going to try it that way. And once I know that's good, and I know I have to replace the reverse switch and the neutral safety switch. And once those are all replaced, we'll put the battery tray in and get that buttoned up. So, let me get back underneath here, pull this heat shield, and we'll get ready to put the shifter linkage in, and we're going to call the swap done. Alright, so here you can see where the linkage bolts to the trans. You guys can see my new bushing. I actually got to get a fender washer. I'm not happy with how that mounts up, so we'll get a big fender washer. And then if we go under here, you guys can see it's got the Exile AutoWorks bushing in that one, as well as the 2 on the transmission. I did have to loosen the exhaust and pull it down a little bit to get the shifter in. So we are completely connected now. I put the mount bar in first, and then I worked the linkage to the shifter. Kind of hard to see. Here, let's go this way. So let me get inside the car and I'll show you guys what we did, and we'll go from there. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Scott at Exile AutoWorks sold me the shifter, and then we got reverse and the neutral. Really short throw mixed with his bushings. I love it. Now let's talk about how we mounted this. This comes up through the floor. 4 studs, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the nuts are about the same size as the hole that's in the floor. So what I ended up doing was using fender washers, and it's real sturdy, real tight. My file got corrupted showing you guys how I mounted in the trans mount and the side mount, but I did do it, and we've got pressure because I got the clutch slightly bled for now. This is going to end the 5-speed swap. I know I'm not doing a test drive yet, but I got to do some videos on the suspension. But look how short this throw is. Neutral, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. And then when you go back to neutral, reverse. And sorry, I'm sitting on the floor because we haven't put the suspension in yet. So that's the end of the 5-speed swap, guys. It's been a crazy journey. We still got to do the suspension and a few other things. Alright, y'all. So we got the 5-speed swap done. Everything's done minus the test drive and putting the front axles in it. That's going to come here in the next couple days because I got to pull the factory style struts off. We're going to put some Takiko blues and T-nest springs on this. Some new sway bar and links up front, new lower control arms, new outer tie rods. The front end's kind of worn out. Colorado roads took their toll. So, to end this video, we got a real nice tight shifter, real short throw. Should be a fun little car. Once again, thanks for watching, y'all, and God bless.